34F dating 34M. I 34F am an ER nurse dating a 34 ER nurse. We've been together for almost 3 years, and am struggling to figure out whether my concerns are valid or if I'm letting my insecurities get the best of me. When we first started dating, he seemed much more excited about our relationship. He would text me often, worry about finding time for us despite our schedules, and generally seemed more engaged. Since starting a night shift job, things feel different. He rarely texts or calls while at work, doesn't seem as enthusiastic about communicating, and often tells me I should just know that he loves me without needing frequent communication. Meanwhile, I've heard stories about him FaceTiming coworkers' spouses and being very social with them at work. A major issue for me is trust. Early in our relationship, he told me his ex occasionally checked in with him because she struggled with mental health. He asked if I was okay with that, and I said yes as long as he told me when she reached out. A few months later, I found out they had been texting for several days and he never mentioned it. The conversations weren't romantic, and his responses were mostly one-word answers, but one of our only agreements was that he would tell me if they communicated. His explanation was that he forgot because he was tired. Whether that's true or not, it damaged my trust. Around the same time, a female friend from high school reconnected with him after years of not speaking. They were texting constantly, communicating on multiple apps while she traveled abroad, and she was sending him photos of herself. Nothing inappropriate. What bothered me was that he seemed to put more effort into those conversations than he did into ours while looking through those messages with his permission. Because it didn't sit right with me, he didn't mention anything about having a girlfriend, and he told her to text him when she landed, something he's never said to me when I've flown without him. This is also how I discovered the conversations with his ex that he hadn't told me about. Then there was an incident after he started his current job. We had plans to attend a sporting event together. The day of, he told me he was too tired to go. Later, he told me a female coworker had already bought him a ticket, so he was going with his coworkers instead. What bothered me most was that I later saw messages showing he had already been discussing those plans before telling me he was too tired. I felt like the truth was withheld from me and that I wasn't considered. When they went to that game, it was a group of people, but he got matching hats with the girl and he got food with her new food items. He told me he would only try with me. He said he got the hat because it was funny, but we've seen the hat together before and he didn't get it then. Since then, I've struggled with trusting him. He has several female friendships at work, and while he tells me who he's close to, I often feel like I only learn things after the fact. One coworker in particular, the same one who bought the ticket, stands out because he insists they're not close, but I've seen things that suggest otherwise. I've seen photos of her on his phone, including one she took of herself on his phone and another one his other coworker sent him of her holding a paper with his name on it saying she was thinking about him. None of this proves anything romantic, but it makes me question whether he's being fully honest about the nature of their friendship. I recently got a new job and he also keeps saying he doesn't mind switching his weekends if we don't end up getting the same weekend. He keeps saying he doesn't mind switching, but I haven't even gotten my schedule yet, so it just seems suspicious to me because that girl happens to be on that other weekend. He's brought up switching his weekends for me multiple times. I asked why he's so adamant on switching his weekends for me when my schedule wasn't even out. He said he prefers his weekend now, but it would just make it easier for me if it happens to not match. Again, why I don't trust him when he's saying this. Another thing that bothers me is how protective he is of his phone. He takes it everywhere, rarely leaves it unattended. When I ask for his phone so I can send myself photos, I can't tell he looks nervous and keeps looking over at me. He has made efforts to be more open after I brought this up, but I still notice behaviors that make me uneasy. We're also supposedly planning to move in together. The move was originally supposed to happen last year and has now been pushed back. Whenever I bring it up, he says he's still on board, but he never initiates conversations about it, makes plans, or takes any steps toward making it happen. I feel like I'm carrying the entire process. I know he cares about me, and I have no evidence that he's cheated. He plans all our vacations, and when I'm with him I don't see him texting anyone. My issue is that there have been multiple situations where he omitted information, told small white lies to avoid conflict, or failed to follow through on things he promised. Because of that, I've never fully rebuilt my trust. TLDR, so my question is, are these red flags that would make most people uncomfortable? Or am I overanalyzing normal behavior because of my own anxiety and insecurity? And if trust has been damaged by repeated omissions rather than outright cheating, how do you rebuild it?